Welcome back. What is assisted reproductive technology anyway? Well, if you're trying to grow your family with the help of another person, you probably need to know that, right? Well, stay tuned because in this episode, we're going to talk about what it is, who it's for, and how it all started. My name is Corlendos Scott, and for the last almost decade, that's what I've dedicated my life to, assisted reproductive technology. And I help families grow on the legal side of the process. So in this video, we're going to talk about what it is, who it's for, and how did all this stuff come about. Let's jump right in. So what is assisted reproductive technology? What a mouthful, right? Well, some people call it art. Some people call it assisted reproduction. Some people say third-party reproduction, but it's all getting at the same thing. It's really at the very core of its existence about options. Options for you. Options to help you grow your family, options to help someone else achieve their dreams, and options for someone to be the parent that they've always wanted to be and that they, let's be frank, they deserve to be. So at the end of the day, what you have with art is a way to help people grow their family in a way that they would never be able to otherwise. So when did all this assisted reproductive technologies, can we just take a second and decide to call it art? I mean, because that's what it is, right? It's really a work of art. So when did art start? The first IVF baby, and I'm throwing out tons of little acronyms. IVF is in vitro fertilization. We'll get to that in another video, so stay tuned. But the first IVF baby was born in the US in the 1970s. Can you believe that? IVF treatment has been around since the 1970s, and the first successful birth from IVF occurred in 1978. The beautiful baby's name was Louise Joy Brown, and she turns 42 this year. So happy birthday, Louise, by the way. Here in the United States, our first IVF baby was born in 1981. And get this is why I love what I do. Her parents had been trying to have a baby for 9 years. Yeah, I know everyone's story is different, and some people try for 1 month and they're successful. Some people try for 2 years, 3 years, but imagine trying to achieve a dream for 9 whole years and not being able to do it. And in comes science. That's why I call assisted reproductive technologies a real work of art. So 1981 marked the first year that we did it stateside. So when the process first got started, it was mostly just that, IVF treatments for individuals who themselves were trying to get pregnant and carry a baby to delivery. But since then, art has evolved into things that I don't even think the originators imagined. With assisted reproductive technologies now, we can now have the help of third parties. So other individuals pitching in to help someone else grow their family. And that's really what I focus my life and my dreams and really my heart around, that side of assisted reproductive technologies. So who is art for? That's a question that I often get. Who does this stuff? Who grows their family in such an unconventional way? Well, there's probably as many answers to that question as there are people you can ask the question to. One of the things that I like to dispel at the very beginning of the conversation of who in the world is assisted reproductive technologies for is this: it's not for vanity. I practice in Los Angeles, California, and so you can imagine the type of clientele that I may see on a day-to-day basis. And I've had people ask me, is assisted reproduction something that people do just because they don't want to get pregnant? Is it that a woman doesn't want stretch marks, so she hires another person or rents a womb, so to speak? And the answer is, and should be, no. No womb renting over here. Assisted reproduction is for people who need it. People who have a medical reason to need the help of someone else to grow their family. So let's see how that breaks down. It's no real wonder or surprise that the rate of infertility is rising. You can see with some other statistics that other things impact that. You notice that family building is starting at a later age now than it did in generations past. And also, as women continue to break that glass ceiling and put their careers first and decide to do things that they want to do, and it becomes biologically more difficult to grow your family as you get older. So that presents the issue: what do I do if I try to grow my family and run into fertility issues that can't be solved by me alone. In comes assisted reproductive technologies. So before ART, people who were having trouble growing their family, they only had maybe one or two options. Either you adopt or maybe you foster a child. I guess there's a third option, and that was just accept your fate. But thankfully, due to the advances of science, medicine, technology, we don't have to accept our fate. And you, if you're in this scenario, you don't have to accept not being able to grow your family as your fate. Because trust me, you have options. And the beautiful thing with ART, there's not just one option or two options. There are several options depending on how much help you may or may not need. So, for instance, if there is a woman who is capable of carrying a baby to full term, but her eggs aren't viable, we have the solution of an egg donor. If there's a woman whose eggs are viable, but she's unable to carry a child through full term, then we have the surrogate. And we'll get into all that in a later video, so make sure you click the button below to subscribe. And also, while you're at it, hit that little bell so you'll get notifications about when we release new videos. And let's not forget about you guys, because to be honest, infertility issues affect men and women alike. Yeah, I know, I'm a guy, so I feel comfortable saying this. Guys have egos, I get it. But listen, this is not an issue of ego. It's not an issue of if you're a better person or a lesser person or greater human being. It's about health and medicine. And health and medicine affects us all, from the common cold to anything else that involves, health. So just know that infertility is not an issue of how great of a human being you are. Infertility is simply an issue of health, and it can affect men too. And for men, if there's an issue with infertility, we also have the ART solution of the sperm donor. Now, most people are familiar with sperm donors because sperm donation has been around for much longer than egg donation and surrogacy, but we have to make sure we know that there's options there too. And let's not leave out single, hopeful parents. There are a lot of individuals who, for one reason or another, they're not deciding to enter into a relationship with anyone else, but that doesn't mean you don't deserve to be a parent. So previously, there were no options because, of course, as human beings, we can't procreate by ourselves. So if you're a single person, ART is a perfect solution to help you grow your family, even though you're not in a relationship with another person. And not only is ART for married couples or partners who are having troubles with fertility, but it's also for same-sex couples who obviously wouldn't be able to have a baby otherwise because of the lack of either eggs or sperm. So it presents options for all types of individuals. At the end of the day, ART is all about a community of professionals and a community of individuals coming together for a common goal. The common goal of helping someone grow their family and achieving their dream of becoming a parent. Like I said, ART is a community, and I kind of think of myself as like the mayor of that community. And as the mayor, it would only be right for me to give you a welcoming gift to the community. So if you enjoyed this video, I have something special for you. It's called the Surrogacy Roadmap. And in it, it walks you through all the phases of the surrogacy process, from the dream of having a baby to delivery. So if you want to get your hands on that roadmap, make sure you click the link below. I'll make sure I get it in your inbox, and we can take you one step further down your own surrogacy path.